On September 3rd, 2022, Sergeant Burden of the Michigan State Police found himself in the middle of a high-speed chase straight out of a Fast and Furious movie, just without the soundtrack and with way more paperwork. A silver Ford Fusion had already fled from law enforcement in Clinton County, flying down Interstate 69 at over 100 miles per hour. And if you're thinking maybe it was just a misunderstanding, think again, because this guy wasn't running late for work.
All right, we're coming towards you. He's in the right lane now. He's going to pass on the right shoulder. He almost lost it.
76, I got eyes on you.
He's on the right shoulder. He just rammed me, Central.
The driver rammed the trooper's car, which, spoiler alert, usually doesn't end well for the suspect. Sergeant Burden decided enough was enough and pinned the Fusion into the median.
Central 13, I pushed him into the median. He just dropped something out of his vehicle. It's in the median. We crashed out. Hold on. Relax. On the ground.
Get up.
On the ground.
Who else in the car? Who else is in the car?
Relax.
Inside the car, troopers found a loaded handgun, 8.46 grams of cocaine, almost 100 grams of marijuana, a digital scale, and cash. The suspect, later identified as Edward Donnie Ray Hardy, didn't just run from police, he was running from a whole list of felonies. So here's the question. What's worse, getting caught with drugs, ramming a police cruiser, or dropping your gun mid-chase like it's a hot potato? When you're driving a BMW at 132 miles per hour, there are only two possibilities. You're either on a racetrack or about to meet a state trooper who's very unimpressed with your life choices. On March 27, 2022, Georgia State Patrol Trooper Micaiah Swain spotted a gray BMW 640E flying down Interstate 20. The radar confirmed BMW going 108 miles per hour in a 65 zone, and as if that wasn't enough, seconds later the driver decided to go even faster, hitting 132 miles per hour. The chase tore through Interstate 20, merging onto Interstate 75 with Doherty weaving between lanes, ignoring signals and probably breaking every traffic law Georgia has ever written. At this point, you almost have to wonder what goes through someone's head at 140 miles per hour.
Getting off. I'm primary.
Rhino Springs, Rhino Springs.
Clear left, clear right.
I couldn't look at the hurry speed.
Somebody getting south of us. We're coming back up towards the spring, towards the 10th. Clear, clear, clear.
When Doherty tried to escape through city streets, Sergeant Tarpley decided to end the nonsense with a pit maneuver.
I can see clear left. I can see clear right.
North southbound spring coming.
There's southbound on Spring.
Alright, it slows down in the intersection. Stand by. Pit, yeah, just stand by.
The pit maneuver spun the BMW into multiple vehicles, bringing the pursuit to a sudden and violent stop. Doherty was arrested on the spot, facing charges of felony fleeing, reckless driving, and speeding before being checked by medics and taken to jail. But was that a good pit? Because several innocent drivers ended up with their cars destroyed. Yet with how recklessly Doherty was driving, it felt like a tragedy was seconds away. What do you think? Was the trooper right to end it there, or should they have waited? Drop your thoughts in the comments. On October 24th, 2025, dispatch put out a call about a stolen green Jeep Gladiator taken straight from a hospital parking lot in Little Rock. And just to spice things up, there was a loaded gun inside when it was stolen. The driver was Paige Chandrell Flood, a name Arkansas law enforcement already knew well. Back in 2009, she'd been charged with 7 counts of aggravated robbery and 6 counts of theft, earning herself 20 years in prison. How she ended up back on the streets? Nobody's quite sure. Parole, early release. Maybe she just rolled the dice and got lucky. As troopers tracked the stolen Jeep, Flood pushed it hard down US 167, hitting 85 miles per hour in a 60 zone. When the trooper lit her up, she fled once again.
Arkansas, Adam Victor Union, 63 Charles, ABU 636. Go ahead, 63.
Right now it's going to be 1063.
A6, 10-4.
I'll be 1037.
134.
TBI. Roll over. Roll over. Start 1016.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
Little Rock, driver was ejected.
When the dust settled, Flood was found ejected from the vehicle, unresponsive in the weeds. Medical crews rushed her to the hospital, the same kind of place she stole the Jeep from. Inside the wrecked vehicle, troopers recovered the stolen SIG 9mm pistol, confirming just how dangerous this chase could have been. Flood was charged with felony fleeing, theft of a firearm, possession of a firearm by certain persons, reckless driving, and driving on a suspended license, among others. If there were an award for most determined to go back to jail, this guy would have won it before lunch. On January 2nd, 2023, troopers with the Georgia State Patrol's Crime Suppression Unit teamed up with East Point Police to capture a 19-year-old identified as Matthew Gaskins. He had multiple felony warrants and was wanted by practically every police department in the metro area. As officers tried to serve the warrants, Gaskins decided to turn Washington Road into his personal racetrack, speeding off in a stolen Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Here we go!
He tore through backyards, smashed into cars, and treated fences like speed bumps. Troopers attempted multiple pit maneuvers and somehow he still kept going, but with multiple agencies behind him, it was only a matter of time.
Please turn off the vehicle and put your hands on the steering wheel. Please turn off the vehicle and put your hands on the steering wheel.
The vehicle was totaled, the power probably flickered in half the neighborhood, and the only thing left running was Gaskin's mouth, right before he was taken into custody without further incident. Here's a thought. How many pit maneuvers do you think it takes before a suspect realizes it's over? Drop your guesses in the comments, because for Gaskins it took several, and now he's got plenty of time to reflect behind bars on whether that shortcut through someone's backyard was really worth it. It was November 22nd, 2022, when a simple traffic stop turned into a full-blown high-speed roller coaster. Troopers tried to pull over a driver later identified as Lancaster, but instead of stopping, he hit the gas. And I mean really hit it. Moments later, he was flying down Interstate 530 at over 140 miles per hour. That's about double the speed of a NASCAR pace lap.
Rigged out.
The video shows one trooper blocking the road while another accidentally crashed right into Lancaster's car. A rough landing, but mission accomplished. Inside the vehicle, trooper found a gym bag with men's clothes and 4 unopened beers, which might just explain the confidence behind those 140 miles per hour lane changes. Lancaster was treated for minor injuries, then taken into custody. He now faces charges including felony fleeing, reckless driving, speeding, and underage possession of alcohol. You know that awkward moment when you pretend not to see the flashing blue lights behind you? Well, this driver took that to a whole new level. On May 10th, 2021, Trooper Davis tried to pull over a vehicle using an unmarked patrol unit. The driver actually stopped at a red light. Instead of stepping out when ordered, the driver just sat there. Then, as the light turned green, he started slowly rolling forward. But that slow crawl quickly turned into a not-so-subtle getaway.
On the hill, we're taking Roosevelt, 30 West.
Freeway, that is now 1063 for Adam 37, 1037, taking Roosevelt from 30 West.
As the chase picked up speed, the suspect suddenly took an exit and blew through yet another red light. Well, this is where it gets cinematic. Instead of slowing down or even pretending to care about traffic laws, The driver apparently mistook a fire hydrant for a finish line and went straight into it.
Getting rigged out, the outward.
Work out.
After the suspect hit the hydrant, Trooper Davis went straight into the suspect's vehicle. Now, you might be thinking that was a good move, or maybe that's what the suspect deserved. But here's the twist. Trooper Davis ended up getting suspended for 1 day because of that move. Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments. Should he have been suspended, or should they have given him a bonus for creativity? As for the suspect, his escape didn't last long. He ditched the car and took off on foot, but that sprint ended just as fast as it started. After a short chase, he was caught and taken into custody. It was November 23, 2019, and what started as a speeding stop quickly turned into a high-octane game of cat and mouse. Picture this, a black Mercedes going at 125 miles per hour in a 55 zone. For context, that's not just speeding. That's you're gonna need a lawyer before sunrise kind of speeding. Moments later, troopers and Atlanta PD were in full pursuit.
Coming up to Piedmont Athletics. Would show me 1080 with that vehicle. Highway 7 went up 1080. Coming up to Piedmont. Coming up to Peachtree, correction. Clear left, clear right. Nobody with me. Still southbound. We're gonna be coming up on Buford in a few minutes. So I got meet with me up there. Atlanta, still south, still parks everywhere. Wrong side of the road, coming up to Buford now.
The Mercedes darted across lanes, even taking the wrong side of the road to dodge capture. But here's the thing about running from the Georgia State Patrol. You might outdrive one trooper, but you won't outdrive all of them. As the chase hit the interstate again, troopers decided it was time to end the midnight madness.
Alright, you said you did go 85 north?
85 northbound. I need the air police, pit maneuver, pit, northbound. He's getting back in it. He's trying to get back in it. Coming up to North Druid Hills. Coming in for another pit. I got a vehicle on the way. We're taking the exit for North Druid Hills.
Somehow the suspect managed to recover after those pit maneuvers, but his car was already falling apart, and it was only a matter of time before the chase came to an end. Still, this guy wasn't the type to surrender easily.
I believe he's setting up for a pit. .1050, we're trying to block him in right now. We got him up on the curve. Going to go point. Put your hands out the window unless you want to get...
Even after being boxed in, he tried to reverse and escape again, but the troopers weren't letting that happen. The chase ended with the car surrounded, glass shattered, and officers shouting commands, but the driver just sat there staring forward like it was all a bad dream. When he finally got a taste of a taser, reality hit hard. And speaking of hits, Officers immediately smelled alcohol. He was arrested and charged with DUI, felony fleeing, reckless driving, and speeding, among others. He was booked at Grady Memorial Detention Center after a short hospital stop. It all started with a simple shoplifting call at a local Walmart in Benton, Arkansas. But as officers soon found out, this wasn't just any shoplifter. When police tried to stop the suspects, they took off like they just robbed a bank instead of a department store. Benton, Bryant PD, and the Arkansas State Police all jumped in, turning a theft into a full-blown interstate pursuit. As the chase pushed onto the interstate, the suspect floored it, weaving through traffic, flying down the shoulder and leaving chaos in her rearview mirror. Behind her, Bryant PD officers stayed locked in, keeping a safe distance but never losing sight. Their mission was simple: hold the line and keep her in view until the Arkansas State Trooper waiting up ahead took over. And trust me, once that trooper joined in, the chase wasn't going to last much longer.
Hands up, both of you now. Hands out the wheel. Hands out the window. Hands out the window. Out, out. Turn around. Hands behind your back.
Hey, crawl this way. Come here.
The chase came to a fiery end, literally. After a precise pit maneuver by the Arkansas State Trooper, the suspect's vehicle burst into flames, but officers quickly jumped into action and extinguished it before things got worse. Both the driver and passenger were arrested on the spot. As it turns out, the driver was Deborah Dishman, a repeat offender with a rap sheet full of thefts, assaults, resisting arrest, and fleeing charges, plus a reputation for skipping court dates like it's a hobby. This time there was no skipping out. Sometimes you can tell when a chase is going to be wild, and when Mayflower Police calls for backup, it usually means something big is going down. On Tuesday, March 15, 2022, officers were in hot pursuit of a black Jeep Cherokee. The driver wasn't just speeding, he was wanted for multiple violent crimes, including a recent shooting incident. So yeah, this wasn't going to end with a polite conversation and a warning. As the chase tore through Faulkner County, the suspect blew through red lights like they were just decorations. That's when Arkansas State Troopers stepped in to take over.
We just passed Taylor State. Speed's about 80.
Past Taylor State.
Traffic's light running.
Traffic light.
Copy the county with
As the chase went on, the suspect pushed past 100 miles per hour, overtaking every vehicle in his path. That's when Trooper Howington took over as the primary unit, and he could tell the suspect's driving was only getting worse. One wrong move, and this could turn deadly. So he made the call. It had to end, and it had to end as soon as possible.
Hey, see if you can get him before you get the going.
We're going to sit.
I think I put him out right here.
We're going to sit.
I think I put him out right here.
We're going to sit.
Watch back.
The Jeep spun, tried to recover, but within seconds it was surrounded. Front, back, and sides locked down tight. Behind the wheel was Jameson Smith, the same man tied to that recent shooting. No more running, no more red lights, just the sound of handcuffs closing.